Picture this, taking on the impossible, standing face to face with an unstoppable giant, and against all odds, not just winning, but turning that victory into a legacy that stands the test of time. This is the story of Jay Cutler, the bodybuilder who shattered the limits of a sport ruled by legends and showed the world that true strength isn't just about muscle, it's about vision, grit, and the relentless drive to build something that lasts forever. Jay Cutler grew up in Sterling, Massachusetts, a small town where dreams often felt as big as the rolling hills surrounding it. As the youngest of 7 siblings, Jay was always trying to prove himself. Life on the family farm wasn't easy, but it taught him the value of hard work early on. At just 11 years old, Jay was already lifting heavy loads of cement and doing manual labor for his brother's construction company. It was backbreaking work for someone so young, but Jay didn't complain. Instead, he absorbed every lesson, unknowingly laying the foundation for the discipline and resilience that would one day make him a legend. Jay wasn't a naturally athletic kid. He didn't stand out on the schoolyard or dominate in sports. In fact, he was quiet and reserved, someone who kept his ambitions close to his chest. But all of that changed when he discovered weightlifting at 18. What started as a way to channel his energy and build confidence quickly became a passion. Each rep, each set, brought a newfound sense of purpose. Jay realized that with enough effort, he could transform himself, not just physically, but mentally too. It wasn't long before people started noticing. His broad shoulders, thick chest, and defined arms became impossible to ignore. But it wasn't just his physique that drew attention. There was something about Jay's determination, the way he attacked each workout with laser focus, that set him apart. Coaches, gym regulars, and even strangers could see it. Jay wasn't just working out, he was on a mission. As Jay's body transformed, so did his ambitions. He entered his first bodybuilding competition at 19, more curious than confident. To his surprise, he didn't just place, he won. The thrill of victory, the adrenaline of being on stage, and the rush of knowing his hard work had paid off lit a fire inside him. For the first time, Jay saw a path forward, a way to break free from the limitations of his small-town life and prove to himself and the world what he was capable of. But the road ahead wasn't going to be easy. Bodybuilding in the 1990s was a fiercely competitive world. The sport demanded total dedication, from grueling training sessions to an unforgiving diet, and the mental fortitude to handle constant scrutiny. Jay was up against men with years of experience, some of whom had physiques that seemed almost untouchable. Yet, instead of being intimidated, he used it as fuel. Jay's early years in bodybuilding were a grind. He trained relentlessly, spending hours in the gym sculpting his body like an artist perfecting a masterpiece. His diet was meticulously planned, every calorie and macronutrient serving a purpose. But it wasn't just physical. Jay knew he needed to build his mental toughness too. He studied the greats like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lee Haney, absorbing their strategies, their mindset, and their ability to dominate the stage. It was during this time that Jay started to develop his signature look. Massive yet symmetrical, his physique combined sheer size with razor-sharp definition. His legs, in particular, became legendary. Thick, powerful, and perfectly proportioned, they would later become one of the defining features of his career. By the time Jay turned 23, he was a rising star in the bodybuilding world. He earned his pro card in 1996 at the NPC Nationals, a milestone that cemented his place among the elite. But Jay wasn't content with being just another pro. He had his eyes set on the ultimate prize, the Mr. Olympia title, the pinnacle of bodybuilding. For years, Jay worked tirelessly to climb the ranks. He faced off against legends like Flex Wheeler and Kevin Levrone, earning respect but never quite reaching the top. And then, there was Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie was a phenomenon, a man whose dominance in the Mr. Olympia competition seemed unshakable. Year after year, Jay would step onto the Olympia stage only to watch Ronnie claim the crown. For most competitors, that kind of repeated defeat would have been crushing. But Jay wasn't like most competitors. Each time he came second to Ronnie, Jay used it as motivation. He studied every aspect of his rival's physique and performance, identifying areas where he needed to improve. He refined his posing, increased his muscle density, and pushed his limits in the gym. To him, the gap between first and second wasn't insurmountable, it was simply a challenge waiting to be overcome. Jay's perseverance paid off in 2006. After years of relentless effort, he finally dethroned Ronnie Coleman to win his first Mr. Olympia title. It was a victory that shook the bodybuilding world, not just because of what Jay had achieved, but because of how he had done it, with grit, strategy, and an unwavering belief in himself. But Jay's story wasn't just about winning trophies. For him, bodybuilding was never just about the physical transformation. It was about proving what was possible with hard work and dedication. From a small-town kid lifting cement bags to a four-time Mr. Olympia champion, Jay Cutler's journey was a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of vision, and the belief that greatness is built one rep at a time. When Jay Cutler stepped onto the Olympia stage in 2006 and finally took the title from Ronnie Coleman, it was a moment that sent shockwaves through the bodybuilding world. But what most people didn't see was the relentless journey that led him there, a journey defined by countless failures, setbacks, and the kind of determination that few could understand. Jay's rise wasn't just about muscle or genetics, it was about resilience, grit, and a refusal to back down no matter how many times life knocked him to the ground. For years, Jay had been chasing Ronnie Coleman, a man whose dominance seemed unshakable. From 1998 to 2005, Ronnie claimed the Mr. Olympia title year after year, casting a long shadow over every other competitor. Jay, always the runner-up, carried the weight of those losses on his shoulders. He stood on stage, smiling for the cameras, but inside, he burned with frustration. Yet, instead of letting the defeats crush him, Jay used them as fuel. Each loss was a lesson, each second-place finish a reason to push harder, train smarter, and believe even more fiercely in his ability to win. Jay wasn't just competing against Ronnie, he was competing against himself. He knew that to dethrone the reigning champ, he couldn't just maintain the status quo, he had to evolve. He analyzed every detail of his performances, from his posing routines to the tiniest imperfections in his physique. He spent hours studying Ronnie's strengths and weaknesses, breaking down the qualities that made him nearly unbeatable. And then, he went to work, methodically building a version of himself that could challenge the best in the world. The gym became Jay's sanctuary, a place where he could block out the noise and focus on his mission. His training sessions were legendary, a brutal mix of intensity and precision. While others might have been tempted to cut corners or rest on their laurels, Jay never wavered. He treated every rep, every set, like it was the one that would make or break his career. There were no excuses, no shortcuts, just relentless effort and an unshakable belief that his time would come. By the time the 2006 Mr. Olympia rolled around, Jay was a different competitor. His physique was massive yet balanced, with an attention to detail that left no room for doubt. His legs, already among the best in the sport, were even more dominant, and his upper body had reached a level of density and definition that rivaled even Ronnie's legendary frame. But what truly set Jay apart that year was his mindset. He stepped onto the stage not as an underdog, but as a man who knew he deserved to win. The night of the competition was electric. The crowd, knowing they were witnessing a clash of titans, roared with anticipation as Jay and Ronnie stood side by side, posing for the judges. Each movement was a battle, each pose a statement. And when the final results were announced, the arena erupted. Jay Cutler, after years of heartbreak and near misses, was crowned Mr. Olympia. The moment was surreal, a culmination of everything he had worked for, dreamed of, and sacrificed. But Jay's victory wasn't just about defeating Ronnie Coleman, it was about proving something to himself. For years, he had been chasing a goal that many said was impossible, facing doubts from others, and sometimes even from within. Winning wasn't just validation, it was a reminder of why he had never given up, why he had pushed through every setback, and why he had always believed that greatness was within his reach. What made Jay's story even more powerful was his humility. Despite reaching the pinnacle of his sport, he remained grounded, approachable, and eager to share his journey. He understood that his victory wasn't just his own, it was a symbol of what could be achieved through hard work and perseverance. Fans saw themselves in Jay, in his struggles, his determination, and his humanity. He wasn't just a champion, he was an inspiration, a reminder that even the toughest battles could be won with enough heart and dedication. Jay went on to win the Mr. Olympia title 4 times, solidifying his place among the legends of bodybuilding. Each victory carried its own significance, but none were as sweet as that first one in 2006. It was a moment that defined him, not just as an athlete but as a man, someone who had faced impossible odds and come out on top. Even as his career reached its peak, Jay never lost sight of what mattered most. He continued to push himself, always striving to be better, not just for the judges or the fans, but for himself. He knew that true success wasn't just about the trophies or the applause, it was about the journey, the lessons learned along the way, and the person you became in the process. Jay Cutler's rise to the top of the bodybuilding world wasn't a straight path. It was a winding road filled with obstacles, doubts, and moments of crushing disappointment. But through it all, he never stopped believing in himself. His story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of staying true to your vision, and the unshakable belief that anything is possible if you're willing to work for it. Jay Cutler's story didn't end when he stepped off the Olympia stage for the last time. In many ways, his greatest transformation came after his competitive days were behind him. While some athletes struggle to find purpose beyond their time in the spotlight, Jay saw retirement not as an end, but as a new beginning. He wasn't content to rest on his laurels or live in the shadow of his past success. Instead, he reinvented himself, channeling the same drive and discipline that made him a champion into building an empire outside of bodybuilding. From the start, Jay approached his career with a sharp business mind. Even during his competitive years, he was always thinking ahead, using his platform to connect with fans and build his personal brand. He understood that bodybuilding wasn't just a sport, it was an industry, and he was determined to carve out his place in it. Jay's approachable personality and work ethic made him a favorite among fans, and he used that connection to create opportunities that extended far beyond the stage. One of Jay's first ventures was his supplement line, Cutler Nutrition. Unlike many athletes who simply put their name on a product, Jay was deeply involved in every aspect of the business. He worked closely with scientists and developers to create supplements that reflected his philosophy of quality and performance. For Jay, it wasn't just about selling a product, it was about offering something he genuinely believed in, something that could help others achieve their own fitness goals. But Jay didn't stop there. He expanded into apparel, creating a clothing line that combined style with functionality, perfect for gym-goers and fans alike. His entrepreneurial spirit didn't just come from a desire for financial success, it was rooted in his passion for the fitness community. Jay wanted to give back, to inspire, and to create a legacy that would last far beyond his years as a competitor. Jay's presence online became another cornerstone of his success. At a time when social media was transforming how athletes and celebrities connected with their audience, Jay embraced the change. He started sharing his journey, his workouts, and his insights into fitness and life. His transparency and authenticity resonated with millions, making him not just a former champion, but a mentor, motivator, and role model. Even as his businesses grew, Jay stayed grounded. He made it a point to meet his fans, attend events, and stay accessible. Whether it was through a handshake at an expo or a reply to a comment online, Jay never lost sight of the people who supported him. He understood that his success wasn't just about his hard work, it was also about the community that believed in him. Jay's entrepreneurial journey wasn't without its challenges. Building a business required the same grit and determination that defined his bodybuilding career. There were setbacks, tough decisions, and moments of uncertainty. But just as he had done on the Olympia stage, Jay faced every obstacle head-on, learning from his mistakes and pushing forward. For him, success wasn't just about winning, it was about resilience, adaptability, and the willingness to keep evolving. Through it all, Jay never forgot his roots. He continued to mentor aspiring bodybuilders, sharing his knowledge and experiences with the next generation. He became a symbol of what was possible, not just in bodybuilding but in life. Jay's story was proof that greatness wasn't limited to the stage, that the same principles of hard work, discipline, and passion could be applied to anything. Today, Jay Cutler stands as more than a four-time Mr. Olympia champion. He's a businessman, a leader, and an inspiration to millions around the world. His transition from athlete to entrepreneur is a testament to his vision and his relentless drive to be the best at whatever he does. Jay's legacy isn't just about the titles he won, it's about the impact he's made and the example he's set for others. Jay often says that his greatest achievement isn't the trophies or the accolades, but the ability to inspire others to chase their dreams. Whether it's in the gym, in business, or in life, Jay's message is the same: work hard, stay true to yourself, and never stop striving for more. His story is a reminder that greatness isn't just something you achieve, it's something you build every single day. And for Jay Cutler, the work is far from over.